Hidden cameras wrecking your privacy, not on my watch. Hey everybody, Jim Blanks here, and let's be real, nobody wants to be caught with their pants down, especially not metaphorically by some creepy hidden camera. Are you worried about hidden cameras and microphones invading your privacy? I know I am, and that's why today we're diving deep into some DIY techniques to give those sneaky devices a taste of their own medicine. We're talking about disrupting, disabling, and straight up messing with hidden cameras and microphones, all using stuff you can find around the house, or at least on Amazon for pretty cheap. So grab your tinfoil hats, folks, because things are about to get wild. Are you worried about hidden cameras and microphones invading your privacy? Today we'll show you how to disrupt and damage these devices effectively and for free. Let's dive in. First up, we're going ultrasonic. Most microphones used in these sneaky devices are built for picking up everyday sounds like your voice. What they're not ready for is a high-frequency ultrasonic assault. Think of it like this. You wouldn't try to eat soup with a fork, right? Same idea here. We're talking frequencies above 20 kilohertz. Stuff that's beyond what humans can hear, but can really screw with the sensitive circuitry in those microphones. There are tons of free ultrasonic tone generators online, and even some apps you can download on your phone. Just crank it up, point it at the area where you suspect a hidden mic might be lurking, and let those ultrasonic waves work their magic. Next, we're going low, real low, with some infrasound action. We're talking frequencies below 60 Hz here, the kind of deep rumble you can almost feel more than hear. Now, not all hidden mics are going to be susceptible to this, but some, especially the cheaper ones with less sophisticated diaphragms, can really get messed up by these low-frequency vibrations. Think of it like shaking a snow globe. A gentle shake is one thing, but start really going at it, and things get chaotic inside. Same idea here. You can find infrasound generators online or through apps, just like with the ultrasonic stuff. Now this next one is where things get a little trickier, but way more fun exploiting resonant frequencies. Every object has a resonant frequency at which it vibrates most naturally. Think of it like when an opera singer hits that high note and shatters a glass. That's resonance in action. Microphones are no different. If we can find the resonant frequency of the microphone hidden in the device, we can blast it with that specific frequency and cause all sorts of havoc, from distortion to, if we're lucky, complete failure. Now, finding this sweet spot can be tricky and might involve some trial and error with a tone generator and a keen ear. But trust me, the payoff is oh so satisfying. Chapter 4. High-Decibel Warfare. Cranking it up to 11. Alright, time to crank up the volume for this next one. We're talking high-decibel tones here. The kind of sounds that'll make you want to cover your ears. We're talking in the 120 to 140 decibel range, which is loud enough to cause permanent damage to a microphone's sensitive diaphragm. Think of it like blasting a fire hose at a flimsy paper cup. Not pretty. Now, obviously, you'll want to be careful with this one. Wear ear protection and don't go blasting your eardrums out. But a short, sharp burst of high-decibel sound directed at a suspected hidden mic can be surprisingly effective. A Chapter 5 Strobe Light attack, blinding the enemy. Moving on from audio assaults, let's shed some light on the situation. Literally, we're talking about using high-intensity strobe lights to mess with those hidden cameras. See, most cameras rely on automatic adjustments for things like focus and exposure. When we hit them with a rapidly flashing strobe light, say around 10 to 20 Hz, it forces the camera into overdrive, constantly trying to compensate for the changing light levels. This can lead to all sorts of problems, from distorted footage to overheating, and even potential sensor damage over time. Plus, it's just plain annoying, which is always a bonus. You can pick up a decent strobe light online for relatively cheap, or even use the flashlight on your phone if you're in a pinch. Chapter 6. Brightness Torture Test. Can you handle the flicker? If the strobe light attack is a bit too rave-like for your taste, we can always go for a more subtle approach. Death by 1,000 flickers. This is where we use alternating bright and dim pulses of light to really mess with the camera's auto-exposure. The idea is to create a constantly changing light environment that the camera just can't keep up with. We're talking about flashing a super bright light for a brief moment, then quickly going dim or completely off. This rapid-fire change tricks the camera into making extreme exposure adjustments, leading to flickering, washed-out footage, and potentially even some sensor strain over time. Chapter 7, Infrared Surprise. It's getting hot in here. Now it's time to bring in the big guns, infrared light. Most security cameras these days are sensitive to infrared light, which is why they can often see in the dark. But what they don't like is a sudden intense burst of infrared light mixed in with regular visible light. This can completely throw off their focus and white balance, resulting in unusable footage. Think of it like trying to take a picture with a really bright flashlight shining directly into the lens. Not going to be pretty. You can find cheap infrared flashlights online or even repurpose an old TV remote for this one. Chapter 8. Sudden brightness overload. Say goodbye to your sensor. Finally, let's finish this off with the most extreme technique. Sudden brightness overload. This one's pretty straightforward. We're talking about hitting the camera sensor with an insanely bright flash of light. We're talking 1000 lumens or more, enough to momentarily blind even the human eye. Now, this won't necessarily destroy the camera outright, but it can cause temporary sensor blindness and, over time, degrade the image sensor, leading to dead pixels and other nasty artifacts in the footage. Just imagine someone taking a flash photo directly into your eyes. Not fun, right? So there you have it, folks. 8 DIY techniques to disrupt and disable those pesky hidden cameras and microphones. Remember, if you have pets, take them out for a walk while using ultrasonic sounds. These tips are guaranteed to work, so protect your privacy and stay safe 100%. Just remember, these techniques are for protecting your own privacy in your own space. Don't go using them for any illegal activities or I'll have to come find you myself. And as always, stay safe, stay private, and stay tuned for more privacy-enhancing tips and tricks right here on the channel. See you in the next one.